Mozambique is going to the polls. But democracy remains fragile ever since its terrible civil war. Reminders of that bloody conflict are everywhere. Landmines. Mozambique is littered with them. And these indiscriminate weapons continue to take their toll on the lives of innocent people long after the war has ended. I'm Alvin Hall. 25 years on Wall Street have taught me a lot about business. But now I'm on a new journey around the world, meeting a new breed of entrepreneur, more interested in doing good than making money. Social entrepreneurs. And I want to help. When war in Mozambique ended, there were thought to be 3 million unexploded landmines. Tavani found one of them.
I loaded some logs in my cart. I turned the cart around and I stepped on the landmine. I was blown up. Landmines are everywhere.
Tavani lost a leg. Thousands were even more unlucky. During wars, landmines are often laid in strategic places like this railroad in Mozambique to protect them. After the war ends, it's the citizens returning to these areas who are vulnerable. I met a social entrepreneur in Tanzania who wants to make the land safe using his unique method.
We've been able to work this out by training a local resource, rats, that actually are very sociable and intelligent creatures.
That's it. Bart Weetjens' unique demining method is rats. African pouched rats are trained to sniff out the TNT in landmines. Along with an amazing sense of smell, rats are easy to train. Unlike sniffer dogs, they're cheap to look after and very adaptable. Although I'm sure I'm not the only one who'd rather take Fido for a walk. I traveled to Tanzania to visit Bart's social enterprise, Apopo. First, I met Stevie, a rat trainer. He took me straight in to meet the new recruits.
You can see the hole here.
Yes, they're quite big holes.
No, a little bit. It is, as you see this. You see it like this.
You think that's a small hole?
Yeah, it's small compared to the size of the rat in a way. You see?
I've yet to see one of the rats, and I think I know how big they are. But given the size of this hole, I think I'm going to be really surprised. You want me to come in?
Yes, come in.
Why do I feel that this is not a good idea? We began to look for the new babies that are about to begin their careers as HeroRats. As in the wild, these rats will only give birth in tunnels they dig themselves. It's getting them out that's tricky. At last, we've hit pay dirt after being here for almost an hour and 45 minutes to have some wonderful newborn rats. This is the product that Apopo needs for his landmine detection business. Next, it's off to see the cages where the young recruits live while waiting for basic training to begin.
They're very gentle, you see. It's quiet, just taking care of what is going on here.
Yes.
You see?
This relationship obviously gets a lot closer than I intend to. They can smile.
Yeah, the way how it makes noise. When you hold like this.
You tickle them?
Yeah, when you tickle them like this.
They go.
Yeah, it's doing like that.
I can't even imagine a rat smiling. I can't even imagine tickling a rat. Off we go with Stevie's furry friend to the training room. Here the rats are conditioned to associate the smell of TNT with a food reward. Oh my goodness. So he bites the hole.
Yeah.
That's the sign.
Biting.
And then you click. Yeah. And he gets used to the sound. Yes. And then you feed it. And you do this repeatedly every single time.
Yeah, 17 years, yes.
So he's biting it again.
He's biting again.
The idea is they'll want to find mines knowing they'll get fed if they do. Once the rats have learned to associate TNT with the correct behavioral response, it's on to the next stage. Stevie and I are on our way to the fields where the rats are tested. They'll be asked to find TNT or some other part of a landmine in a big field. The rats run along a wire so the handlers know which areas the rats have checked. Different amounts of TNT are placed at different depths. The performance of each rat is recorded. While mesmerized by the rats, someone creeps up on me. Social entrepreneur Bart Weetjens, who is also a Buddhist monk. Is this the way you dress in your monk's outfit?
Yeah.
All the time?
Not all the time.
So you thought of all this, yes?
Yeah, it's my initial idea to use rats for landmine detection, but this is now grown into a team of like over 100 people.
But it all came out of your childhood fascination with rodents, didn't it?
That's where it started, yeah.
Yes.
It's only after graduating as a product design engineer that I focused on landmine problem and looking for an alternative detector utilizing local resources.
Yes.
That my old buddies, the rats, came back.
Apopo doesn't just clear mines, it removes the fear of them. In 2009, they made safe more than 700,000 square meters of land. In the previous year, Apopo needed 1.26 million euros to cover its costs. Its revenue was just shy of that at 1.25 million. Apopo tells me revenue exceeded spending in 2009, but it's still a fine balance. A new division of Apopo could boost revenues. Since 2002, Bart has been training rats to catch the scent of a very different killer, tuberculosis.
Already there were like 2 million cases at the time per year, and this would grow into 8 million cases.
Yes.
In combination with HIV in an African context, this is a total killer. TB does have a smell, we know that. If people can smell it, then animals must smell it in a much earlier stage.
Yes. When presented with a sample, a different team of rats can detect TB in the saliva of patients. This is one of the clinics Apopo is working with to develop the screening tool. How are you? So you collect the samples? Yes. And you prepare them so that he can pick them up? Yes. TB is hard to detect, and the results can take days to process. Using the rats makes sense to me. They can process as many samples in 7 minutes as a lab technician can in a day. I was told they have even diagnosed TB in patients that conventional tests have missed. But if Apopo manages to isolate the chemical the rats smell in TB, this could benefit a rival technology, an electronic nose. Dr. Mfananga, who is collaborating with Apopo, explains.
That compound needs to be identified. If you are able to identify it, you might be able to sense it electronically, because the other problem with rat is something that have a behavior. If today the rat is tired, you cannot force it.
So will medical professionals risk the lives of their patients on the nose of a rat? And can an electronic smelling technology be a real competitor to Apopo, threatening this revenue stream? While I digested the Apopo annual report, I also made some calls to people who could tell me more. Bye. I've just spoken to a friend of mine who has knowledge of biotechnology, and he tells me that the electronic nose does exist. But no one has yet to identify what the rats actually smell, and the cost of identifying this molecule and then getting it to the electronic nose could be prohibitive. So, while in theory it may be a challenge to Apopo, on a practical level, it appears to be way off in the future. While meditating in Bart's Buddhist shrine, I came up with a couple of challenges for him and Apopo. When deployed in the field, The demining teams are paid for the service they provide. But new research and training rely on grants and donations. This can't last forever. They need another way to fund this arm of the business. My second concern relates to another way Apopo generates income, the HeroRat website. It receives donations, increases landmine awareness, and does a bit of PR for these much maligned animals. The next day, I enlighten Bart and Apopo CEO Christoph with my reflections. Your HeroRats project, which interests me a lot. May I say that I am not a lover of rodents, but how much money do people send in to you?
The donations are €5 per month.
Okay.
Many people, they give a one-time donation for a year, like €60. I mean, all kinds of numbers. Some pay €20, some give €200.
Yes. I like those numbers, but I don't like the lowest number of €5.